Oh yeah, and tonight's guest, man, they ain't just names, they're forces straight from the heart of the underground. We got the game changers, the edge pushers, the no limit soldiers of hip hop, the edge runners.
What up?
Yo, yo,
Yo,
and of
yo.
course, Dave motherfucking Bentley.
Hey, what's up? The Demented Boy's supposed to be here with me. We'll see. They'll pop up.
Well, I
Oh,
gotta put this
absolutely.
on. This belt is a heavy burden to carry.
Oh, there we go.
The
There we
champ is
go.
here.
Yeah, that world championship, man.
Yeah, okay, hold on.
There we
What up,
go.
motherfuckers?
What up, gentlemen?
We have
What's
a
up, guys?
Oh shit.
background, and you just
There we go.
yeah, team over the background. You just put away the belt, and nobody asked about that belt. But I'm gonna do it. I need to know. I need to know. It's been bugging me. I need to know about the belt.
The
Okay,
world championship, brother.
what's up?
Where'd you get that belt? Awesome.
I usually get them at the shows.
Yeah.
It's usually like a way to kind of like a token every time we go to a live event. So I have 3 belts.
Oh,
I have
that's
3 belts.
fire.
So it's only like 1 or 2 shows that I've been to that I haven't gotten a new belt at.
I know. I grew up wrestling fans in the early days. I'm 50 years old, so I remember a long time. So it's just
The territories, huh?
yeah, man. All
But
right,
you're
Yo, bro.
Canadian, right? So it's like, what did you guys have up there? It was the Hart family ran. What was that?
agree. And then
The Hart Dynasty.
Jim D'Anville, Neidhart, Bret Hart, and Owen Hart.
It wasn't Smoky Mountain Wrestling. No, it wasn't. It wasn't that.
Nah.
There was a bunch of different leagues. Like we had the Ruther,
Yeah.
we had the Demolition Team. Um, we seen the lumberjack guys there. What was it?
Bushwhackers.
Bushwhackers.
Oh shit. I haven't heard that name in years.
Yeah, me neither, dog.
Damn. That's going
Yeah,
back, man.
Bushwhackers. That was classic, man. Classic. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Facts.
Hell yeah.
Damn, I'm
All
feeling
right.
fuck right now.
You are old as fuck.
Fuck you.
Hey, man.
I probably
Leave
ain't
us
too
old
far
guys
behind you,
alone.
man.
Shit, I'm 44, dog. I'll be 45 this October.
So
Hey, don't.
What-
In my defense on that, they always clown on me for being young, so I got to talk some shit.
No, we clowning you for being dumb.
sit down.
Freak show, I'm right there
Sit
with you,
down,
brother.
freak show.
We clown him for anything, really. It doesn't matter what it is.
Big facts.
So
So for him to try to narrow it down to age is ridiculous to me.
I agree with that.
Well, I mean, I talk shit to you guys about anything I can. Age just happens to be one of them too.
Hey,
Mr. Doja,
Yes, sir.
tell us about the new project. Tell us about the EdgeRunnaz.
EdgeRunnaz. So that's
Oh,
me and my brother Zodiac, of course. He is the butcher and I am the beast. Um,
that's so sick.
we've dropped 3 singles so far. 3 or 4 singles or whatnot. Working on the album, finishing that up. We actually just putting the finishing touches on the new track for the album. Handful of features is going to be on there.
Oh, hell yeah.
But it's a whole lot of different styles. Like I said, a lot of what we try, because both of us are movie buffs. You know what I'm saying? We love our movies. We love our anime. We love, you know what I'm saying, the nostalgic stuff, you know, from the back in the day. So that's where the whole EdgeRunnaz concept came from, us, our love of cyberpunk. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's dope as fuck.
So it started out just with a song, and then it became a movement. So, you know,
We got it.
it's
Well,
a
at
whole
first,
lot of heat about to come, you know what I'm saying? We like I said, we just putting the finishing touches on it. We both were working on solo albums, but the Edge Runner thing kind of took precedence on that. So I got a few singles I'm gonna drop in the meantime, but the Edge Runners is where it's at. That's my
hey, yo,
priority.
we've only released 3 singles under the EdgeRunnaz banner, but we have a ton of music
Yeah.
that we've been
I
sitting
mean,
on.
that you do.
yeah.
Just look, boom. I don't know. It won't pick up because of my goddamn picture, but these are all fucking verses, unreleased,
Holy
mostly unreleased.
shit.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Look,
Oh, dude, that's so
look, since we
sick.
showing shit, I got notebook after notebook.
Oh my God.
This is all music. This is all completed shit.
I'm
Right.
sure as we all do, man.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
So
I'm mind blown at that.
So,
That's crazy.
I used to make ninja stars. I'm high now talking about dumb shit. I used to make ninja stars out of my paper when I was done.
but now
But
even the verses I don't use, I still keep them. Because if it's been times when I'll be like in the middle of something, I get stuck and I'll be like, trying to figure out what goes there. So I go through some of my own shit and take a bar from a different rap that I wrote before and throw it in there and it fit perfectly. And then it just keep it moving
Right.
that way.
Yup.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Nothing's unusable. Let's do it that way.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, for sure, man. And I'll even tell you guys, I mean, I actually kind of was working with GRE for a minute. I still am to this very day. Like, we're still definitely trying to get, all their stuff promoted and everything like that. But I'll tell you what Zodiac and Doja were just saying as far as how much music, man, it's ridiculous. Like, I mean, like honestly, every time something is dropped, like, dude, I find myself at times going crazy, being like, holy shit, like, dude, like there's this, like, dude, it's unreal. Like it's like I'm just really in shock, being like, how the fuck can you like just go that fast? Like it's almost unreal. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like you almost like find yourself just being like, they really just did that. Like that actually happened. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's crazy, man.
But just like at the Underground United show, a few of the songs that we performed are not even released yet.
yeah, I'd say about a good half of our set
Yeah, it's not stuff that's not even
was
out yet.
unreleased.
So
Okay.
I think yeah, the most of them that we perform aren't even out yet. They're just But again, we both try to make it a habit to try to especially the songs, and we know that they're like just all of we enjoy all of our shit, but some of the shit we just like, this shit right here needs to be performed. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So we have to make
Yep.
sure that this shit is something that we're going to perform live. So
And we're
that-
always
that's
looking for the right time to release stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I'm sure as you guys know, everything's a strategy. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Everything
Yeah.
is a move of the piece. You
A
know what I
hundred
mean?
percent.
So it's like the album is damn near done. You know what I mean? The first
That's
Edge Runners
sick.
album is damn near done. We're just waiting for that right time, that right show, that right moment when it seems right to put it out.
The
You know what I
only
mean?
For
Get it
sure.
all together and put
a
it out.
demented feature.
I agree with Free Show.
I got you on mine already. I got you on mine.
Yo,
That's
I
a dope ass
So
track.
I've had this song that I've seen you perform live twice now, and I've gone through your discography. I don't know if I maybe skipped it,
You
but
already know which one. It's New World.
this is my world. You living in it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Nah, that's
that one's on
that
the
honestly
shit's
album.
so sick.
that's my
That's gonna be on
favorite
the Edge
Zodiac
Runners
song.
album.
That's my favorite
On
Zodiac.
this album.
That's gonna be on the Edge Runners album. Yes, sir.
That's my
Okay, I've been
favorite
going
song
Hell
right
yeah.
through your discography, and I'm like, God, that song is stuck in my fucking head. Like,
It's that's one of my favorites to perform. I always finish off every performance. Edge Runners our solo set. I cap off with that one.
Yeah, so we both do have solo
That's
tracks on the album. Just kind of just showcasing us
Yeah.
individually, but
I agree
just
with that.
again proving the
Yeah,
point that
you know.
this is the reason why we do music together.
I mean,
Right.
coming from the old school, you know what I mean? Like say for example, Wu Tang had 9 motherfuckers in the shit. You didn't
Right.
hear 9 people on every track.
Right.
Exactly.
You know
Well,
what I
look
mean?
too, like, yo, the Locks is a three-man
Yep,
group, and every single Locks album, they have a solo song. Like
Yup.
yeah.
every single Locks album, they all have a solo song.
ICP,
Because it's like there's
ICP,
three
Violent J
actually
would have a ton
totally
of
different
solos.
rappers, and they got to showcase their shit. It's good to do that, man. Like, we've been talking about shit of the same type of nature, so I already know like that's a good thing to flex when you have it.
well, see, look, the two of the songs we performed at Underground United, Chupacabra and Move Back. Move Back, it's West Coast boom bap, and you can everybody knows that is a Jay Bentley track.
Right.
and Blink here on it. While Chupacabra started out, that was my track that I got them on. So
That's Chupacabra. That song is hard. That shit go hard.
Yeah, it should go hard.
Dude, Chupacabra is literally one of my favorites.
Passion of the Ice.
That shit goes so hard.
But that's what I'm saying. Like Dimension kind of do shit like that, where we'll take songs that, oh, this song was my baby and that song is your baby, but we put it together and that's what creates it. And that's what I love about seeing groups come together and solo artists combining to be a group. And I think you guys are such an excellent duo.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, I would say a true inspiration, man.
Yeah,
100%.
I agree. Yeah,
man, you guys
are
super dope, man.
I don't know, man. We just like what we do together, man. We just
That's
like
what
we
it
liked
is.
enough. We liked it enough to where we wanted to pursue something, because that first EdgeRunnaz was just an idea that we had originally. What we wanted to stick to the cyberpunk theme. You know what I mean? Both of us being very much into cyberpunk lore and shit like that. And I mean, most people might, hear cyberpunk and they think of the most recent thing, which is the cyberpunk game that came out a couple years ago. But cyberpunk has been like a fascination of mine since I was a kid, watching movies like Blade Runner or Dark City, even ones like Mad Max. It's kind of cyberpunky. You know what I mean?
Mad
So
Max.
like that's the shit. You know what I mean? And we wanted to kind of stick with that theme, but just we didn't really feel like it was a broad enough thing. Like not a lot of people would get it. You know what I mean? Like what we were doing with the cyberpunk thing. You know what I mean? So we were just like, man, you know what? We could just, because we already kind of rap, even in our serious songs. You know what I mean? We do a little bit of everything. Those just from LA. I'm from fucking West Phoenix. You know what I mean? We come from not nice places. You know what I mean? Just like y'all fucking. We don't come from nice places, man. And it's like when I'm writing songs, even if it's a hard body type track, you know what I mean, gangster type track, I always kind of slide in, kind of like a nerdy reference, whether if it's like a video game reference or a movie reference, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, it's just, just as a writer, we all have this bank of knowledge that we tap into when we write. You know what I mean? If we're being true to ourselves, you know what I mean? We got that we tap into, and that's kind of like our core, kind of like around what we write about. We might do different styles and stretch off and do different kind of stuff, but there's still that core thing that makes us individual artists. You know what I mean? Right. And that's kind of like our calling, you know what I mean? Our thing that we do. Doja makes fucking Star Wars references, even little minute ones in mad serious type tracks. You know what I mean? So it's like,
hell yeah.
EdgeRunnaz kind of gives us a chance to feed off of that. You know what I mean? Off of each other on that type of shit,
That's just like me. I'm a history buff. I love history. I love, national parks and monuments and shit like that. That's why in the Visionist, I mentioned the Rock of Gibraltar. That's one of the places that I just want to go and stand on top of. I don't know if that's possible. To stand on top of that bitch, just close my eyes and vibe out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's a lot of hidden gems in the shit that, in the songs that we do if people paid attention. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But again, that's part of being a lyricist. Like me, when I listen to people's music, I listen
1000%.
to the lyrics before I listen to anything else. So if you ain't talking about shit, then I'm just gonna listen to the beat. The beat might be
1000%.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I listen to the lyrics before I listen to anything else.
I agree. Doja, I'm 100% in agreement. I'm the same exact way, dog. The lyrics come first and then the beat. And if the lyrics grab me, the beat is like third nature.
But then you can make it's rare nowadays, especially to find people that marry their lyrics and a beat together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they have fire lyrics and the beat's just not, you should have rapped over something else. You know what I'm saying?
Right. The thing about it too is like
the beat is fire and it's like, well, that's not the right beat for that concept or whatnot. But some people just rap to rap, you know what I'm saying? And other people, like I said, me and Zoe, we put a story together. but everything we do, we put a story together. So
100%.
whether he started off or I started off, if he started off, I know where to go with mine, and vice versa. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
But
man.
I love y'all's dynamic too, though, because like
yeah, it's three
Freak
different styles
shows,
with y'all.
Freak shows,
Yeah.
horrorcore, Jay Bentley's like fucking street shit. Link, I haven't heard too much of your stuff yet, you know what I mean, to really know where you kind of fall in with that, but it's dope to have all these different styles come together on a
Right.
group type shit, you know what I mean? Because that
Right.
it's shit like that brings about shit that people ain't heard before, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the most important ingredient in all that, cuz for any group, we fucking have fun when we in the studio, homie. We have
Oh,
fun
yeah.
fucking spitting verses on the mic and tracking. We have fun together on fucking stage, bro. It's fun. It ain't a job, dog. This is what we fucking love.
Yeah.
And you see that like with you guys when you guys smash the shit together on stage and on the mic,
Dude,
bro.
the vibe is unbelievable.
It is.
Hear it and
And
feel
also too, I feel like it gives us a chance to flex in different ways because now if Freak wants to do something that's more on the horrorcore side, then you know what I mean, it forces me and Blinky to step into that lane too. If I
Yep.
want to do something that's more on the West Coast vibe or street shit, it forces Freak to get into that lane too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It keeps you on your
That's
toes. You
dope,
you
man.
constantly have to bounce back and forth off of each other. Where it's totally different than just being by yourself and sitting in your room writing a song. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
there's a vibe that has to happen between all three of us in order for it to be magic. Like if we sit down in the studio and really make something magic, it's normally instantaneous, bro. We'll
Yep.
have a whole song done in an hour, and we'll know
Back.
like that. And the thing is, when it's done in an hour, like if a song takes 3 hours, the one that's done in an hour is going to be more fire, because
Yeah.
that shit was like boom. You know what I mean? It was already
It's
written in our
how
heads
fast it
almost.
runs, man.
Yeah.
Right.
And,
No,
and
yeah.
y'all are blessed to be able to do that. You know what I mean? Me and Doja are, we damn near might as well be fucking a world apart. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
tough.
Especially,
That's
man, when
that's
I moved
another
to the East
dynamic
Coast.
about it that's tough is like the long distance group. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sending communication, being in the studio at the same time is rare because of the time difference, you know what I mean? And plus just our regular life obligations, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It makes it tough. You know what I mean? But we make it work, you know what I mean? And it's like we get to perform together maybe 3-4 times if we're lucky a year. You know what I mean? And it's like we have to rehearse away from each other, but then
Yeah.
we get to squeeze in like 1 or 2 rehearsal sessions
Right.
before a show. You know what I mean?
Sometimes in the
And
car on
it
the way to
works.
the show.
You can't. You can't. You look like you guys fucking rehearse your shit constantly. You guys are so natural together. It's beautiful.
And
Yeah,
this
you would
this
never think it.
and there's another thing too was our first time performing without backing vocals.
Yeah.
So that was something a whole new
That's rap.
dynamic.
Real
Well,
rap.
that was
Yeah.
a whole new dynamic
Yeah.
to.
Real rap.
I'm
That's
not against it, you
I'm
know what
not
I mean?
against it either.
Everybody,
I mean, it is what it is,
everybody should
but
do
I
what
mean,
they want to
it
do.
is what it
You know
is.
what I
I
mean?
just don't do it. You know what I'm
Yeah, it
saying?
is what it is, and I don't
It is
judge
what it
people
is.
who do. You know
I
what I
feel
mean?
like
It's just
sometimes when the backing track is on there and you can actually spit, sometimes it drowns your voice out a little bit, or it'll give you more
yeah,
feedback.
one.
Especially if the sound man doesn't know what he's doing, that
yeah.
backing track can fuck your
Yep.
whole shit up. So
Fuck yeah.
like, I'd rather go without it, bro. I'd rather just throw the instrumental on because, well, I mean, especially when it's the three of us, for sure. You know
Yep.
what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
If I'm by myself, maybe, because then you know what I mean?
Need that.
When I'm by myself, especially if I have nobody backing me up, then yeah, I'll put some backing vocals on there for sure. But
Yeah, I put in my dubs, like the punches
yeah, that's what I do.
and the hooks
That's what I do.
is where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Because
You know,
it's
dope.
back
like,
in the day,
It,
back when I was
on
young,
occasion,
I used to be able to hit it though.
oh
You know what
hell
I mean?
yeah.
When I was
Yeah.
young,
Back
it
in the
used to
day,
be
we didn't have a
no
backing vote.
motherfucking issue.
You would get ran out of there if you rapped over
Oh
I
your
didn't
yeah,
vocals
know it
bro.
back
was
There's
in
a
the
no
day.
such
thing.
yeah.
see,
Hell
I
no,
didn't know it
bro.
was
when
even a
I'm
thing until a few years ago.
when I'm making
Hell
solo
nah,
tracks
dog.
and
Like,
I'm
what are you
going
talking about?
solo, what I'll do is if I know my set is gonna be like full of my songs that I'm fucking spitting fast and hard and aggressive, I'll put one layer of my vocals lower with my dubs a little higher. But that's so
But
I can
that's my
fucking
point, though, is that we all got our own way of doing it. And it's like as long as you're I feel like at the end of the day, the point of a performer is to be entertaining. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Not everybody is
100%.
entertained by the same thing. You
Agreed.
know what I mean? So you no matter what you do, you're gonna have your fucking detractors. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like do what you do, you know what I mean? But just be entertaining. You know what I mean? Like you could be the
Yeah.
dopest MC in the fucking building. But if you stand there with a mic in your hand and your other hand in the pocket and you're not fucking vibing, you're not doing anything, you're not even doing to put your hands in the air with your own hand in the air.
So
Nobody's gonna give a fuck how good you can rap.
running from what you're saying, that's what I like. I'm still young to it, you know. I'm still new to rapping, but I've been trying to like help out some of these other some kids in my area and shit, you know. And because for years before I started rapping, I've been in metal bands and front manning metal bands and shit. And
Imagine a metal vocalist doing that.
yeah, see,
Yeah, he's nasty. His
Dude, that shit's so sick.
but
Oh, metal
this is
vocalist with backing vocals.
Imagine that, dude.
I've been repping Mask for years, but I tell everybody, bro, when you're performing, half of it is what you're saying, the other half is how you say it.
Yes, it's the
So my biggest thing that I learned, my wife is my biggest critic. She was telling me when I'm on stage, I had it like especially when I first started, because what was it? Madness and Mayhem and Gorefest 2018. No, 2020, I think it
Right back,
was my first time back on stage in 25 years. So my biggest issue too I had was cuffing the like not because I'm used to cuffing the mic. So hadn't been performing a long time, I forgot how to hold the mic. You know what I'm saying? Performing live. So that was my first thing I had to get straight. The second thing is turning my back to the crowd when I'm rapping because I'm used to moving around. You know what I'm saying? And so having my back to the crowd while I'm rapping and stuff, it's like I'm getting in the habit of focusing on the crowd and making sure that I give them my full, you know what I'm saying? My full attention. And
Yep.
that's why this performance
That's
that we had at Underground United, I feel was one of my best because I stayed, you know what I'm saying, in the crowd. I stayed in the crowd. I stayed, you know.
Right.
That's why I like being on the floor at barefoots instead of being up on the thing because you can actually interact with the crowd.
Yes, sir. Fuck yeah.
Right up there.
Like the crowd interaction, I believe that a live show is everything, bro. Because those are the memories that the crowd remembers is you interacting with them, dog. It does, like you said, it doesn't matter how hard your bars are. Like, bro, you interacting with the crowd is 70% of the performance.
right.
It's like when we do Gorefest, I don't know what the crowds because I can't hear nothing but the monitors on stage.
Facts.
So between songs, I can hear stuff, and then when I get off stage and stuff, and I see videos and know that the crowd is reactive. But with the lights in my eyes and stuff, I can't see if people are having a good time. I see a few hands in the air, you know what I'm saying? A few people vibing or whatever that's right in the front. But it's like a lot of people at the Roxy. So it's like I see people in the back by the bar. I see people, you know what I'm saying? But that intimate stuff, that's why I probably next time I do Gorefest, I might go down to the floor to make it a little more intimate.
Issue when I jumped on stage with Freak Show there, I couldn't even hear my vocals, and all I could hear was Freak Show's in the instrumental of our tracking. I couldn't see the crowd or hear the crowd. It was fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
That's the thing about performing on the floor at Barefoots is that the monitors are on the stage.
Right.
So maybe next time I'll have to just put the monitors on the ground.
Yeah, Demented, like, we like to run around the fucking crowd, dog. That's why we got wireless mics, bro. We like to run around the crowd, get in people's faces, and really just fucking have fun. Like, fucking have fun, dog. You know what I mean?
But everybody sounded good. DJ Patty Cake, she holds it down, man. And where she is up there, she gets a really good gauge of, like, the levels, the way that the sound bounces off the back wall and comes back to her upstairs.
Yeah,
she gets, like, this amplified like version of playback of the music and shit. And plus she got me down there. If I notice that somebody is a little softer in their voice, I'm down there. I'm like, Patty, mic up. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So let me tell you about last weekend. We performed an event for this label down in San Diego called Coat Records.
Shout out to Coat Records, dog, for show.
Yeah, they're the homies. They've been trying to get us down to San Diego for a minute. But see, they only had 2 mics for the 3 of us.
Oh,
and it
wow.
was a competition, right? So we drove fucking 20 minutes away to a Guitar Center, got a third mic with a cable and a fucking XLR splitter, and but the farther we got from the stage, if we weren't on the little 3x5 podium stage that they had, the mics, the latency was retarded.
Yeah,
Bro, that fucked
Damn.
me up.
Yeah, it does. It totally fucks you up, but we still smashed and won the fucking whole thing.
But yeah, that was the thing. If we get far enough from the stage to be able to hear the speakers that are pointed out, they didn't have any monitors, just the two speakers. We couldn't. If we got far enough to hear the speakers, then we were too far away, and the latency from our mics was fucking heavy as shit.
Yeah, it was almost a full.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how Barefoot's house sound is. So that's why another reason why Patty Cake is a blessing.
Right.
Yo, and DJ Patty Cake, man, actually it's really interesting, man. I got to talk to her on Instagram for a little bit. And the coolest thing about her, man, was like,
don't be stalking my employees.
nah, man, but dude, she's good people, man. She actually when I was talking to her, I was like, Patty, like, yo, how did this all like come about, man? And she explained like how like she's been cool with you and shit. And then she was like, but I'm just amazed at like all these artists that come and they just fucking kill it. Like almost to where like she actually was saying she feels like most of the time she didn't even really have to be like, oh shit, like something went wrong, or like, oh man, like this is happening, like I gotta do this. Like everything went almost like just like fluid. Like, you know what I mean? Like it almost didn't even seem real, you know? Like it all just vibed together.
Well, we work really hard to make sure everything goes good.
Dude,
You
that's
know what I mean? Because I want y'all are coming from across the fucking country to come to something that we set up. Me,
Hell
JP, GRE, something that we set up. And since it's under my roof, I take extra initiative to make sure that everything is good. Like I give maybe a chance to like check out a couple people, like a minute or two of everybody's set.
Right.
But other than that, I'm like looking for the next artist. I'm making sure that fucking the sound is all good. I'm fucking running around like fucking crazy. So that was a major challenge, was it being an 8-hour show and performing at the end of the night. That's a fucking tough challenge.
because you were,
Hell yeah.
bro. You were an
But
amazing.
I got Doja though, man. Doja carries it, man. Like if one of us ain't doing good, not that it's really ever fucking happened.
Right.
You know what I mean? We carry it, man. We carry each other when the time comes. You know what I mean? Can't tell. You know what I mean? You can't tell when we're up there doing that shit.
Let me ask a question.
That's why I make it a point to know all his lyrics on the songs we do together. Not for that reason he gonna mess up, but just the fact that anything can happen and we want to be prepared for anything. You feel me? So, and I think that's good for anybody in the group too. If you don't know your partners or the people you in the group with, if you don't know they shit too, then you know what I'm saying? That's doing the whole group a disservice. You feel me?
I agree with
Well,
you.
what were you saying, Joe?
I want to ask, what are your preferences? Playing outdoors or indoors?
I've never done outdoors.
Bro, I'm in Arizona. I would much rather be indoors.
I feel
I've
like
never performed outdoors.
It's
well, hey Joe, do you want to tell them the idea
I don't
that
think I ever have either.
coming?
Well, it's because a few years ago I did a music festival where I was raising money for veterans and stuff. And I was talking to Drew. I'm like, why don't we do it in 2025? Plan it for a weekend in the fall. Do a mix of different artists that we do have on Reckless, and it'd be a great, to have the EdgeRunnaz, and have Biofreak, have a night dedicated.
Is this Canada?
This is Canada.
Oh man.
I got my passport.
I got to man, I would love to. I gotta make sure that I can come. Because I know y'all got some crazy ass rules on crossing the border.
Oh, fucking.
Let me put it this way: who's going to be able to come? He was clear at one point to come. So I'm sure. They're
I'm telling my guy.
I should be good. I should be good. I should be good, man. Like, I don't think I could do it this year if you're doing it this year, just because I got so much planned already traveling for this year.
Right.
But man, he do a future one. I'll do everything I can to get out there.
I'd love to take it out to Canada.
Me too, dog. If they let me in, I'd love to come, dog. Canada, I hear, is one of the most beautiful countries on this planet.
I seen Canada from across the way when I was up in Washington. I'm sitting there driving on the coast of top of Washington, and I'm taking videos and pictures, sending them, and being like, "Hi, Joe."
I've never been, man. Never been to another country.
Me neither. My wife's been to Canada.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you guys. So Joe, check this out. So I was actually at a campground that was 10 minutes from the Canadian border, dude. And I told Joe, I said, you have no idea, even though it's like crazy that like obviously there's rules like when you get to the actual border, but like people were literally riding their bikes like to and from. And all I kept thinking was, I was like, shit, dude, like how easy would it be for me to actually cross in? But then I didn't know like how far Ottawa was, like to where I was. So then I started, I was like, just imagine if it was super close. Like, dude, I could literally just like take people over and back like in the same way.
Don't be a Canadian coyote.
Exactly.
Don't do that shit. What the fuck you doing, Drew?
I know.
You hear that, Joe? He's smuggling Americans into your country.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Hey, how much are drugs up there?
Going
I
rate for
money,
drugs, not any certain type, bro, but like just a going rate for drugs.
I know that's a broad statement, right?
How much do drugs cost, bro?
I'm dead.
Just generally, how much is drugs up there?
Drugs, we're talking about.
He's checking for a wire and shit.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. We talking about music here. Like,
Yeah, we're talking about music here, yeah.
Drugs.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
How much
Yeah,
does
that's what we're
the
talking about.
cost up there?
Hey, man, drug, sex, and rock and roll, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And if anything, it would be a Canadian crime, so we couldn't get in trouble.
I mean, you're not wrong.
We
bro.
gotta watch what we say, though. The prime minister's probably watching.
Yeah, he's definitely watching.
Yeah, we won't.
Hey, Joe, God damn it, I'm offended. Which, by the way, I'm apparently known as the offended asshole on the show. So, like, I just gotta like fuck around, and be like, Joe, I'm offended. Damn it, how dare you right now?
I'm offended. I get
Canadian.
I dare.
Don't be offended. Grow up.
Hey, Bentley.
50 years old.
Oh, yeah, that was great. I fuck with that. I love that.
So listen, any upcoming shows, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. All the time.
No, Zodiac and Doja first.
Well, the next one that we can announce is Minneapolis, Minnesota, August 23rd.
The greatness lie.
Put on by my brother Chill Will. Shout out Chill Will and JP the Hustler. They're going, yeah, I can enjoy this one. I can sit back and enjoy this one. JP and my dog Chill Will is going to be putting that one on. EdgeRunnaz are going to be in the building.
Yes,
Hell yeah.
that's August 23rd.
Okay.
Do you guys got anything else?
That's all that we can say right now.
You motherfuckers need to come down to SoCal and jump on one of our fucking events we throw, dog.
In the invite.
Yeah.
In the invite.
You got it, dog.
It's a 6-hour drive for me, man.
Yeah,
LA,
6-hour flight for me.
6-hour drive for me.
Yeah.
All right, dog. You're gonna get an invite.
And by the way, since we're talking about West Coast love like that, I want to let y'all know. So we actually got a promoter that's actually working for Reckless now. And of course, Freak Show, you already know who it is, man. Our brother Party Monsters videos, man, we just signed him to Reckless as our West Coast rep. And so if y'all ever need anything out there on the West, man.
Drew, you should book a damn show in Des Moines or wherever the fuck you're at. Book a show.
He's in he's in Pennsylvania?
Delaware.
Let's go to Delaware, dog.
Yo, let's go, yo.
Down.
Dude, if you guys come here, man, Dude, I
Hey,
have one venue I think you guys will really love. Long story
so
short, it's a beach venue, but
this
bro,
is
you
how
won't.
this Drew. This is how this works, brother. You
You
need to
build it
go
and we
talk
will
to
come.
the venue. You tell them what you trying to do. You get it all set up. You contact Zoe or JP, and
I
then
got
we make it happen. That's how that
Here we
works.
oh,
go.
Def.
Right.
By the way, this was the Korean food I had last night in Tucson. It was amazing.
Oh shit.
Dry aged
I
beef. It
don't know.
was my first time ever having dry aged beef. It was amazing.
So there was one time I was talking to Drew. He's like, "Oh yeah, we're getting ready to go to the beach house right now," and I'm like,
Shouts, free show, bro.
you know,
Guys,
I used to have a beach house, but then the police said I couldn't pop up a cardboard box on Venice Beach. And
Thank EdgeRunnaz.
Well, that's it. Much love, everybody,
Much
man.
love, y'all. Thanks for having us on.
thanks for
Let's go.
of course, hey, Zoe, Doja, fucking give your shout outs.
Absolutely.
Shout out GRE, the rest of the team, JP the Hustler, Spec One, everybody. Shout out to Demented, the whole Bio fucking gang,
File
whole
gang.
Bio gang fam, every
Gang,
fucking
baby.
buddy. Shout out Joe, shout out Drew.
Salute,
Yes,
Zoe.
sir. Shout out to the Bio Gang. Shout out to my brother Zodiac.